Alright, hello, my one for students. This is part 2 of folder number 1, Trigonometric Identities. Alright, for this one here, once again, what we're going to do is we're going to be verifying each identity. I know I put proof there, on that one on top, but we're not going to do proofs. We're going to verify each identity, so that way you don't have to worry about the wonderfulness of proofs yet. But you will in calculus. So, for this one, we have secant theta times cotangent theta is equal to cosecant theta. Once again, we're going to break everything down on the left side into sine and cosine, and then we're going to make sure it actually verifies to equal that it is the same as the right side, which is our cosecant theta. Okay, so secant theta, if we look back at the chart up on top, is equal to 1 over cosine theta. And cotangent theta, if we look on the top again, it's equal to cosine theta over sine theta. So we can do 1 times cosine theta would be cosine theta. And then cosine theta times sine theta would be cosine theta sine theta. And right away you can see that we can simplify these. These will divide to 1, leaving us with just 1 over sine theta, which is indeed equal to cosecant theta, which is equal to our cosecant theta from up here. So we'll bring this one down here. Our cosecant theta. So this is a big check mark. Verified. All right, the next one. We have a distribution. We have cosine theta times parentheses secant theta minus cosine theta is equal to sine squared theta. Okay. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to distribute. We're going to have cosine times secant. So it would be cosine theta times secant, which secant we can actually write as, if we look up top, it's 1 over cosine. So it's going to be times 1 over cosine theta minus, and then cosine theta times cosine theta would be cosine squared theta. This obviously reduces to 1, so this is going to be cosine over cosine, because cosine times 1 is cosine, and cosine divided by cosine would be 1, so this would be 1 minus our cosine squared theta. And we still got to prove to show that it is indeed sine squared theta. And the way we're going to solve this one, this part here, is that we're going to take the equation that's up here, this one here, and what we're going to do is we're actually going to subtract cosine squared theta to both sides. And we're going to get sine squared theta is equal to 1 minus cosine squared theta. So now having this information here, we can actually take that and show that 1 minus cosine squared theta is actually sine squared theta, because that's what it shows here, right? If we subtract cosine squared theta to both sides, we end up getting sine squared theta is equal to 1 minus cosine squared theta. And that'll show that this is equal to, we drop down our sine squared theta, and we get our verified check mark.